Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Shiba Inu, and just before we do, we peek over at Bitcoin, just so you know kind of what's going on there. Bitcoin's seeing a decent recovery here today. We finally got a higher high to break that lower high pattern. So all good stuff there. We've also got the price up above the 200-day simple moving average. If we can close above about 48,000 as a close approximate, we'll be in really good shape to see likely a continuation of the upside. We may be able to establish higher lows and keep those higher highs coming. We'll be in very good, again, shape there. Also note too, the 50-day simple moving average is now below the price action, should effectively work as a support. All good stuff. Now, just before we jump into Shiba Inu here, I want you to know I'm not a financial advisor, right? I just love teaching people how to trade. This is my day job. This is my full-time thing, and I am truly passionate about it, and I love it. So thank you so much to all my current subscribers, patrons, community members, everyone that's kind of made this a reality. 8 months ago, this was just an initial thought, and it's become something much greater than I even imagined. So thank you for allowing me to be able to help you become better traders. If you're not currently a member of my trading community, please consider subscribing. Definitely a good opportunity there, and we're actually rolling out with a website here soon with the Trading Academy, so you have a full-on involved scenario where you can actually watch every single video. These are all private videos for members only, and they're designed to help you become ultimately a better trader, right? Because I don't have enough time to spend with everybody one-on-one, which I'd love. And instead, I just make a bunch of videos, and those will all be very available soon. Okay, so next month for that. So pay attention there. Take a look here at Shiba Inu though. Simply put, we're just going to look at the kind of standard stuff and work our way down, right? As per usual, if you're new to my channel, just keep this in mind. I always like to, kind of look at the one-day chart and work our way down. Sometimes we'll look at the 1 week chart, but it's usually only recommended for Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. But again, everyone has their own different schools of thought. But one thing I can see here that's pretty obvious, it looks kind of nice, is the fact that we have a pretty cool support channel here. So you can see the previous high, right? Previous high close. And once again, if you're not familiar with one-day candlestick closes, you need to know that that is a very strong support level. It's probably one of the strongest support and or resistance levels you can establish, because the candle wicks tell us certain things, right? It gives us like an extreme worst case or extreme best case, but it doesn't tell us like the where everything is truly actually consolidating or what's actually happening. So what I'm getting at is, even though this lower line here is the lowest Fibonacci retracement level based on its lowest candle wick, if you look back here, the previous all-time high close is essentially right where the price action is at right now. It will not pass that point. So that tells us that it's working as a very strong support level. So this is a little bit of a support channel, if you will. So right in between what, 2850 and basically 3100 is that support channel I'm referring to. So good stuff there in that sense. We're still above. That could and likely should be the floor rate, the bottom rate, pending Bitcoin doesn't go down any further, right? So I always have to put that little disclaimer in there, because we can see that the most recent sell-off is very concurrent with Bitcoin, right? So today's increase is obviously a little bit stronger than Bitcoin's, but in the general sense, something's held down for so long, it's obviously going to recover stronger, if you will, or at least has more room for growth. That being said, simply put, I think the bottom is in here for Shiba Inu, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop sub 46,000 in the next 24 to 48 hours, right? If we get to 42,000, I can assure you Shiba Inu will not hold strong where it's at presently, okay? That's just not going to happen. Very few coins are going to be striving, so to speak, or thriving, if you will, when Bitcoin drops and loses support, okay? If that were to happen, it doesn't seem likely, just based on the fact we're making higher highs and it's looking tentatively very good for Bitcoin. So just understand that. All right, so moving on to the 4-hour, we are just breaking above the 50-day simple moving average as well here on the 4-hour chart. That's extremely important. And it's tried in the past, so we don't want to get our hopes up just yet, but that is a very good sign here. And the main reason why I'm excited is because this 50 is working its way down to the support level here at, again, right around 3,100 as a rough estimate. And the more we have, the more volume accumulation we have there, the better. In fact, why don't we take a quick look at that and see where we have, so let's go ahead and pull it up right here. We can see still there's a tremendous amount of volume accumulation right there at that point. And I chose to look at this, of course, because this is the retracement area, but this is also where a lot of volume is accumulated. In fact, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this as well and kind of see. We have a potential resistance, keep this in mind for future reference, right around 5,000. So that could work as a resistance eventually. We don't need to worry about that yet. That's quite a ways away. But for right now, just know in the overall sense of things, we have a tremendous amount of volume accumulation just below the price action right now. And that's a very good sign. Okay. So all in all, very, very good stuff here. In my opinion, for Shiba Inu, I think the bottom is in that sense. And ultimately, this being a nice, strong support channel, we're looking very good. So ultimately, that's what we're looking at here. Let's go ahead and move on to the 1 hour chart. And looking at the 1 hour, we can go ahead and see that the Ichimoku cloud is telling us we have a buy signal, but also conflicting information, right? So this lagging span is soon intersected with the price action. That usually tells us we want to close our position, and that's not a great sign. But on the positive side, we do have conversion line above the baseline, and of course the price actions above the cloud. So 2 out of 3 indicators is a very, very good sign here, right? So we got to celebrate that. That's positive, but it just kind of implies that unless we see an increase here soon, that lagging span will intersect with the price action, kind of giving us a sell signal, or at least a position in which we want to maybe trim what we have in there presently in case the price comes back down. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop, we're going to be in pretty good shape here. Okay, so all in all, not in bad shape. I do like what I see here from Shiba Inu. Furthermore, let's go ahead and take a look at TD sequential and see if there's any indication of exhaustion. You can see this down here. Look at this when we got to that 9 down below here. You can see it reached an extreme state of exhaustion and ramped up very hard from there. So extremely good stuff here from Shiba Inu in that sense that when you come to that exhaustive state, you expect the price to continue to ramp up and increase, which has done so. But what you can see here as well is it's basically consolidating right at this support level, which is really, really good. So there's a strong likelihood the price will continue to come up. This is almost a double bottom. Obviously it's a bit of a stretch, but it's working itself into this, ascending type of wedge pattern. And you can kind of see that it's kind of planning to break out soon. So I do think that Shiba Inu is going to be on the up and up here in the near future. Will it jump up 20, 40, 60% in the next couple of days? Probably not. Most coins are not going to do that. But if we get some consistency from Bitcoin, more higher highs, more higher lows, then Shiba Inu is going to keep taking off because it needs some kind of support from Bitcoin, right? Most coins are like that, but Shiba Inu almost more essentially has that fundamental need for that to happen. Because if we look at the big picture here, one last thing here, we can see right here back in October, it reached its point, right? Really high. And it was trying to consolidate right here in this range here, but you can tell that right around November 10th, that's when Bitcoin had kind of its first major sell-off where it started to kind of digress. Right at this range, Shiba Inu was trying to consolidate at its halfway point, and it continued to lose that support. And, that kind of just tells us that, that being a strong, and actually that was the volume profile, right? If we kind of come through here, yeah, that's probably the most amount of volume accumulation as well, right in that range of about 5,000. So that basically just tells us that we're in position right here where we will face a resistance coming up to that point. But between now and then, we have this nice little ascending wedge pattern and a lot of good things from Shiba Inu. So I pretty much got, I would say 80% of the check marks checked for Shiba Inu to move in the upward direction there. Okay, so all good stuff. I think we're going to see probably a nice recovery from Shiba Inu soon. And just note that 4,000 will be the next major resistance level, 4,100 approximately. So 4,100 and 5,000 is 2 major resistance levels. So if you're going to consider taking an entry, I would recommend putting your profit target just below the major resistance level here of right around 4,100, so 4,100. So just say you do 4,000 or 3,900, you're going to see a 20-25% gain from the price presently. So all good stuff here. I do think it's probably a pretty good consideration to take a position with Shiba Inu in the near future. Just please pay attention to Bitcoin and make sure you understand that it could sell off soon. If we don't make higher lows in the near future here, or those higher highs start digressing and we start making lower highs again, then it's going to be a different scenario. Okay, so that's why we look at Bitcoin first, so you know exactly what's going to happen with some of these altcoins. If you're not looking at Bitcoin, you're doing yourself a considerable disservice. Please get in the habit of doing that. All right, thank you so much for your time here. I look forward to helping you in the next video. Comment below if you have any questions or concerns. Join my Patreon community, and we'll go ahead and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good one. Thanks again for your time. See ya.